So here we have our candle. And what I really like about making candles in Blender is that it gives really beginner-friendly introduction to sculpting in Blender. This video is also split into 5 chapters. So the first thing we're going to do is add a cylinder. Now we're going to change the vertices to 8. This is going to help with our topology later on. Scale the cylinder. Now we have to fix this octagon. So what we're going to do is inset the faces by hitting I. Press X, then delete faces. Now we're going to shift select these 4 edges. Now we can bridge edge loops. Now what we have to do is insert an edge loop. Now let's merge these 2 points together by shift selecting the first point then the second point. Then press M or Ctrl M and select merge at last. Then do the same for the other side. Now we're going to copy the topology to the bottom. To do this, we're going to insert a loop cut in the middle. Now select the bottom and press X and delete faces. Let's add a mirror modifier in the Modifiers tab, and then select Z axis. Now before we start sculpting, we need to add in some more resolution. So what we're going to do is add in some loop cuts. Now we will add in another modifier, the subdivision modifier. Now we're going to add in some more loop cuts. Now we can just right-click Shade Auto Smooth, and now what we will do is apply our modifiers. Before we start sculpting, let's refine our base. By using proportional editing, let's go into Edit mode by pressing Tab. Select Vertex mode and turn on proportional editing. Now, when we move our vertex, we get a circle. This represents our radius strength. You can change the radius with the middle mouse button. So what we're going to do is model out broad points, and then we're going to smooth it out later. Now we're going to add deformation to the bottom. And for the center, we're going to push it in. Now what we're going to do is add some resolution. Now apply the modifier and add the same modifier again to add more resolution. Before we start, let's create a backup by duplicating our candle. That way, if we mess up, we can just use the backup. Now let's jump into sculpting. The bottom is where all of the brushes are. And up here are the size and strength editor. If you look at the blue circle, you'll see that there is an inner and outer circle. The outer circle is our size and the inner circle is our strength. Here is a hotkey sheet. So the first thing we're going to look at is our radius. So if we press F, we see that it changes the size of the circle, and that is then our new size. Now if we want to change the strength, we can press Shift F. Now the bigger the circle, the more strength there is going to be. If you want to smooth it out, you can hold Shift and click. The next hotkey is the inflate brush. If you want to subtract and dig into your mesh, hold Control. Now that we know the basics of the hotkeys and interface of sculpting, we can now jump into actually sculpting this candle. The first thing we're going to do is inflate the top of the candle to make it look more realistic. To add some texture, hold Control to dig into the candle. Now for the most important part is adding drip. For the base, you can make it look like wax has accumulated by using rotational symmetry. To add the wick, press Shift A. Go to Curve and don't make the mistake like I did and select Bezier. Instead select Path. It will be easier in edit mode. Now add depth to the wick. Add the flame by pressing Shift A. Go to Image, then select Mesh Plane. Go and select a PNG image of the flame. Go into the Shading tab. If the image isn't transparent, then plug the alpha in. Open the Emission tab and here you can change the brightness of the flame.